Hello everybody, welcome to iExamB. This is Amrita, and in this video we are going to continue with the series of previous year questions that we have been discussing for SEBI Grade A Legal Officer Examination. I have covered previous year questions that have come from securities law, contract law, company law, and constitutional law in the previous videos. If you have not watched those videos, then do watch those videos as well, as it is very helpful and beneficial from exam point of view. Before I start with the discussion for today, I would like to remind you all in this video as well, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also you can write to us at hello@iexambi.com and call on this number for any inquiry and details relating to the courses available at iExambi. Also visit our website at www.iexambi.com as we make government exams preparation easy over here. Now starting with the discussion for today's video, that is going to be previous year questions from the topics CPC, CRPC and IPC discussed all together. I have picked these questions from the memory based paper that has been prepared at iExamB website. This memory based paper is available for SEBI Grade A Legal Officer Examination Phase 1 as well as Phase 2. Out of this paper, in this video we will be discussing what kind of questions have come up from CPC, CRPC and IPC, these three topics. Phase 1, starting with the first question that has come in Phase 1 out of these three topics is, what can a civil court do in case resistance caused to execution of a decree by a judgment debtor? Now this question has come from the execution topic of CPC, which is very important, and these are the options: order that decree holders be put in possession of the property, order that civil prison of 60 days maximum to the judgment debtor should be granted, order that civil prison of 30 days maximum to the judgment debtor shall be granted, A or B, A or C. Now these five conditions have been provided. What can be done in case resistance is caused to execution of a decree by a judgment debtor? This is a conceptual question actually, and not very much difficult. It is from the basics, and the answer is E. Either the decree holder can be put in possession of the property, or the third option, that the civil prison of maximum 30 days can be passed for judgment debtor. This is provided under section 74 of CPC. Both A or C, not both of them but either of them, can be ordered by a civil court in a situation as is mentioned when the court is satisfied that the holder of the decree for the possession of immovable property or that the purchaser of immovable property sold in execution of a decree has been resisted or obstructed. This needs to be proved in obtaining possession of the property by the JD or some other person on his behalf. Then such resistance or obstruction should be without any justifiable cause. Then the court can order any two of these provisions that have been mentioned in A or C. That is, the JD or such other person should be detained in the civil prison for a term which can be maximum 30 days. You need to remember the term. And also may further direct that the decree holder or purchaser be put in possession of the property. Next question. Which provision deals with means profit? This is again from CPC. What is means profit? The provision that deals with means profit is section 2 clause 12, section 3, section 2 clause 14, section 2 clause 6, section 10 of Indian Contract Act. This is from CPC and the answer is section 2 clause 12. This defines what is means profit. Means profit is nothing but those profits which are gained by the person in wrongful possession of a property. Okay. Next question. How many criminal courts are constituted under CRPC? There were two questions from CPC and this question is from CRPC now. 5, 4, 3, 6, 2. And the answer is 4. These are the following courts that are constituted under CRPC. Criminal courts. Courts of Session, JMFC Court, or judicial magistrate or metropolitan magistrate if it is a metropolitan area, or judicial magistrate of the second class, and executive magistrates. Remember, executive magistrates are also a criminal court. Many people may get confused and write 3 as the correct answer over here, but all these 4 classes of courts are recognized and constituted under CRPC. As I always tell you, basics are very much focused in these examinations. The questions are twisted and turned from the very basic areas. Keep this in mind and then phase your preparation accordingly. This is the next question, that is from IPC. What are the kinds of punishment provided under IPC? Death penalty and imprisonment, life imprisonment and capital punishments, death penalty, life imprisonment, simple or rigorous imprisonment, fine and forfeiture of property, C and D. The answer is E, as both these options all together are the different kinds of punishments that are provided under IPC, and it is dealt with under section 53 of IPC. This is not the correct explanation. By mistake, it has been pasted over here. Section 53 of IPC deals with the kinds of punishments, and all these punishments, death penalty, life imprisonment, simple or rigorous imprisonment, fine, forfeiture of property, all these kinds of punishments have been enlisted in Indian Penal Code. This is also a direct question. Sometimes you may be asked the section number as well. Which section deals with the kinds of punishments? Now the last question, which of the following options talks about a cognizable offense where a police officer can arrest without a warrant? During the pendency of a trial, if the bail application is moved before the concerned magistrate, the victim can only make a complaint to the magistrate. A and C, A and B. Now these kind of combination questions are asked, so be very careful while you are reading the question. What is actually a cognizable offense? If you are clear with that, you can easily solve this question, and the answer is E, that is both A as well as B. A cognizable offense is an offense in which the police officer, as per the first schedule or under any other law for the timing in force, can arrest a convict without a warrant, and can start an investigation without the permission of the court. And investigation can be started, and during the pendency of trial, bail application can be moved before the concerned magistrate. Obviously, bail application can be moved before the concerned magistrate during the pendency of trial. It is not so that if it is a cognizable offense, then bail application cannot be moved. Even if it is a cognizable and non-bailable offense, bail application can be moved before the concerned magistrate. So this option is actually wrong. You can answer this question by eliminating the wrong option. That can be the correct trick of solving such kind of questions. Now moving towards phase 2. फेज 2 में से क्या क्या क्वेश्चंस आए थे सीपीसी, सीआरपीसी और आईपीसी में से? फेज 2 से भी एग्जामिनेशन में भी सिलेबस थोड़ा सा बढ़ जाता है, तो कंपैरेटिवली नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हैज रिड्यूस्ड. जैसे 5 क्वेश्चंस थे ऑल टुगेदर फेज 1 में सीपीसी, सीआरपीसी और आईपीसी में से, वैसे ही फेज 2 में देयर वर 3 क्वेश्चंस, 1 फ्रॉम ईच. फर्स्ट, कोर्ट नीड नॉट फ्रेम चार्जेस इन विच केस? कौन से केसेस में कोर्ट को चार्जेस फ्रेम करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है? वारंट केस विद पुलिस रिपोर्ट, वारंट केस विदाउट पुलिस रिपोर्ट, और अ समन्स केस, और अ समरी ट्रायल. So these are the various kinds of cases. You should be clear with these concepts. What is a warrant case? What is a summons case? What are summary trials? तो ऐसे questions आप within 30 seconds solve कर सकते हो. And the answer is E. In summary trials, summary proceedings, court need not frame charges. This is discussed under section 251 of CRPC. When the accused appears or is brought before the magistrate, particulars of the offence with which he is accused or the accusation levelled against the accused shall be stated to him, and he shall be asked whether he pleads guilty or has any defence to make, either in summary trial cases or in summons procedure cases. It is not at all necessary to frame a charge against the accused person. So this is very clear that summary trial में चार्जेस फ्रेम करने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, if the offence be punishable with imprisonment as well as fine, in case of default of payment of fine, then the court may direct imprisonment for a term which is 1/3 of the term of imprisonment, which is the maximum fixed for the offense, 1/4 of the term of imprisonment, which is the maximum fixed for the offense, 1/4 of the term of imprisonment which he has already been subjected to, 1/3 of the term of imprisonment which he has already been subjected to, equal to the term of imprisonment which he has already been subjected to. Now this question is bit a deep question, as it is discussing focusing more on the imprisonment and kinds of imprisonment, and the answer to this question will be B, that 1/4 of the term of imprisonment which is the maximum fixed for the offense. If the offense is punishable with imprisonment as well as fine, then in case of default of fine, the court can direct what? Imprisonment in substitution for that default of payment of fine, and that imprisonment will be 1/4 of the term of imprisonment, which is the maximum fixed for the offense. This is one important and interesting question as per the level of phase 2 for SEBI examination. Section 64 and 65 of Indian Penal Code deals with this aspect. Now the last question for today's video, where immovable property is sold in execution of a decree and such sale has become absolute, then the property shall be deemed to have been vested in the purchaser from when? At what time? After this question is also from execution of decree. In phase 1 also we got a question from execution proceedings, and the options are when the property is sold, when sale becomes absolute, when actual transfer of property takes place, when decree is made, when decree is executed. So, when can an immovable property sold in execution of decree? Such sale becomes absolute and shall be deemed to have been vested in the purchaser from when? And the answer will be from when the property is sold. Section 65 of CPC deals with this aspect, that where immovable property is sold in execution of a decree, then such sale has become absolute. As it is, the section statement from this section has been picked, and as it is, a question has been framed. So execution का topic CPC से काफ़ी important है, and be clear with the provisions of execution, especially the modes of execution. These modes and what orders can be passed in which case are very important from exam point of view. This is all that I had to cover today from CPC, CRPC and IPC. Stay tuned for more videos. We'll be covering previous year questions from other remaining subjects of SEBI Grade A legal examination as well. Stay tuned for those videos. And also, this is our expert faculty for legal at iExamB. You can anytime reach us at the comment section. Also in this video, you can request whatever queries you have. We can come up with videos on those queries, and also you can visit our channel. You can visit our website and call on the number that I have shown in the first slide of this video, which I will be repeating in the last slide. And also, SEBI Grade A online course is available. We are starting a new batch soon, and for the new batch, if you are enrolling, first 50 enrollments are going to get a flat 38% off discount. So you can enroll now, use this code. You can call on this number as well for more details. And also, not only SEBI, but we have many other government exam courses preparation going on at iExamB. And one new update is that today we are going to have at 11 a.m. we are having a live session, SR plus CP live session. They are going to come live, and they are going to clear all the doubts relating to RBI Grade B legal examination, RBI Grade B examination, not only legal but also for all other fields that are covered in RBI Grade B examination. So do avail this opportunity and derive the benefit out of it. And also, all iExamB mock tests are free at www.iexamb.com. So do take benefit out of all this that you are getting at iExamB. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we make government exams easy over here. Thank you.